I should have done that a lot better at the end, but I learned a lot more about how to fight the Deathbringer specifically. When you're 1v1ing it, you can actually kind of like take it on head on and then just snipe all of the weak points as they show up and then stagger it and stuff. So I have a much better understanding of how to fight it now for when we fight future ones. I doubt there's anything else around here that I want now that we've looted it. Yeah, you'd think we just go that way. That's just like those are just like dead bodies, whatever. Fun fact, you can stack tear blast arrows. Yeah, I know, I usually do. You can stack all of the arrows as long as you have double and triple shot. If only you could keep that gun, you could do battle with the Glint Hawks using their weakness against them. Dude, I wish. Any more data points for me? That was probably the last fight of the thing, I would imagine. And we're probably on our way out now. Moving Deathbringer seemed like a good way to cap off this Grave Horde mission. Biosphere degradation. August 2065 confidential chief findings. Despite increased tactical proficiency of elite and civilian guard units in many hard-won engagements in the Central European, Antarctic, and Pacific Reach theaters, the Faro Plague's rate of advance has not slowed, nor has its biomass consumption rate. Damage to the biosphere has already exceeded 2038 levels by every measure and grows worse by the day. Extinction timeline projections remain unchanged, with OAC predicted for mid-November 2065, annihilation of exposed human populations in February 2066, extinction of macrobiotic land organisms by the end of March 2066, and extinction of marine life in early 2068. Continued secrecy re Project Zero Dawn. The utter silence regarding its mechanisms of actions and completion date make it impossible to predict Zero Dawn's impact or lack of impact on the extinction timeline. Atmospheric collapse. Atmospheric oxygen depletion and toxic emissions remain the greatest environmental threat to Operation Enduring Victory, as well as the wider civilian population and animal life. Operational atmospheric collapse, OAC, is currently predicted for mid-November 2065, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatuses to operate in the open, and civilians will only be able to survive inside sealed structures. The requirements for air scrubbing and recycling in facilities is addressed in Addendum A linked to this report. Potable water shortages. Major water treatment facilities are already struggling to process water sources compromised by rainfall, heavily contaminated by toxins emitted by the consumption of the Eastern Hemisphere. Oh my goodness. So much to read. Following the necessary shutdown of all nano-scrubbing functionality, wastewater recycling is already beyond capacity. Military response escalation. Addenda linked to this document cover the short-term effects of scorched earth engagements in defense of the western seaboard and the ongoing effects of the Oceanic Economic Zone's use of nuclear weapons to delay the enemy's initial advance across the Pacific Theater. Data corrupted. I just love the lore in this game, dude. I love it. Anything down here I can get real quick? Any logs, audio, or just text? I think it was just that one. All right, let's keep going. Ooh, hello. Final room, maybe? Anything else in here before I do this? Just a little bit of loot, it looks like. Don't mind if I do. All right, let's hit it up. Ted?
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You
No.
can take a seat.
What? You're going to thank her after what she just said?
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her.
No, it's just... I mean, my God.
Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on.
If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this... we'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top-secret super-weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of alpha and beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off.
Bye, guys.
The launch base. What is that? What did these people do? What did Elizabeth do?
A war crime, apparently. There's a thing right here I didn't notice.
Dr. Sobek, as projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
Everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn is functionally complete. Good to go.
That enduring victory served its purpose after all.
Yes, if we'd had even one day less.
I've sent you an encoded file, Doctor. Please do me the favor of archiving it.
I'll see what I can do. What is it?
A brief statement. An allocution of crimes, I guess you'd call it.
To what are you admitting guilt?
Over the past 16 months, Doctor, I have presided over the greatest wholesale slaughter of military personnel and civilians in the history of history. Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Sorabella, add them all together. They don't even come close.
You didn't do the killing, General.
No, not directly. But I didn't wind up the highest-ranked military commander in the United States by resisting the automation of the armed forces. Even before the swarm, Doctor, I was helping death along. So, instead of letting what I've done sink into the murk, forgotten, I've sent a file with all the details. Let posterity judge my actions with clear vision.
I'll do as you ask, General. But you should consider that were it not for your actions, our actions, there wouldn't be any posterity to judge us.
Perhaps. Dr. Sobek,
At ease, General. And goodbye.
hell of a thing.
Wild, man. Wild. Crazy. Did any of these guys think of using an EMP missile or signal? There are too many of the things are self-replicating, and there are tons of them, like, all over the place. And also, like, I bet plenty of them are really good at intercepting missiles and destroying them before they can reach. Also, an EMP, like, EMP wouldn't, like, turn off a machine forever. It would just be, like, temporary until the Horuses probably reboot themselves. And then they just get right back to work. You wouldn't be able to destroy them all. There would also be too many to take them out, and they self-replicate. So even if you, like, could somehow EMP, can they just nuke them? Again, there are too many, and they self-replicate and repair each other. So, like, it's ultimate doomsday setup. There's no way out of it. The humanity of this dimension screwed themselves.
Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
All right, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes, there is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
What was Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machines. Not before the world she knew. Her civilization ended. Now, how am I gonna get down from here? Oh, this should be quite the ride.
Whee! I like the message in chat that says this isn't fair. Like, yeah, it was the end of the world and, like, biomass-eating robots, took over and everything. It's not really meant to be fair.
I'd do that again, if it weren't so much work to get back up there.
Not really meant to be fair. Kind of supposed to show you, like, hey, this was a really bad idea they did that they shouldn't have, that, led to the extinction of all life. We gotta go all the way down there, bottom left of the map. Alright, pretty far down from, Sunfall, which is right over here. Okay, okay. So definitely we're gonna be getting that last tall neck then. But it still isn't fair? Yeah, that's the point. It's the point of the story. Do I want to get this tall neck today? I guess if we want to do another main mission today, we can do the Meridian main mission. With, errands. And all the Ursa stuff. It is a lower level mission than this one. It'll give us another skill point. I'm gonna go ahead and take balanced aim. Let's get that knocked out. Finally have that, if it'll ever even come in handy. I feel like I've already missed most of my chances to make use of it. Tinker wouldn't be too bad to get soon. I do want to move down this so I can get to Dismount Strike. I also still really want Call Mount. Still got plenty of options. Give me all my loot boxes. Thanks for all the money and whatnot. All these data points that we got out of there. I love the main missions that have you go through bunkers and give you all that stuff. Oh, you know, I'm pretty sure you have to get like 5 of the, whatchamacallits? You have to get like 5 power cells to get the Shield Weaver armor. But, I think when you get 2, you can go ahead and get some of the way in, and then you have to get the rest. So let's go ahead and put in these 2 that we found over here. And while we're here, we could go ahead and grab a lot of this stuff if we really wanted to. I think I want to grab this metal flower, and then maybe we'll grab that ancient vessel as well. I'll say this much, Ted Faro is 100% responsible for this outcome. The world will never know he was the cause. Yeah, it's mostly Ted Faro's fault. Like, definitely, he was the trigger that allowed it to initiate, but, you know, you gotta take into account all of the other people that kept buying his stuff and allowing it to continue and all, so, like, I don't know. A mass-level extinction kind of thing like that goes down, it's hard to just point and pin it at one man. Like, would it have been able to happen if Ted Faro didn't exist? Maybe not. Maybe it would have taken longer. Maybe it would have been someone else came up in Ted Faro's place instead that did it. He also got a lot of his stuff from Elizabeth Sobek's designs and all that, so you could kind of say the same thing, like, oh, if Elizabeth Sobek didn't exist, then it probably would have been fine. Again, until someone else came along that could have built it all. But, also got a lot of weight on, like, the people of the world in general, namely the people in power, that are, we're allowing everything to become so incredibly automated and reliant on machines, especially war-style machines and all, that led to it happening.
That's why.
It's a lot more complicated than just saying, like, yep, the extinction of everything falls purely on that one man. He was probably, not even probably, he was the largest contributing factor. But I would say there's a little more nuance to it than just that. Would be my personal take. Because, you know, in a world where, like, so many countries and so many leaders... Because it wasn't just Ted Faro. Like, Ted Faro was making those machines because they were being sold to, like... The U.S., specifically, they point out the U.S. because the general says, like, it's not like I resisted all of the U.S. military becoming automated and becoming these machines that turned against us. And I'm sure all of the other countries of the world were doing, like, basically the same thing. So, you know. There's a little more nuance to it than just that. And also, again, if it wasn't Ted Faro, as long as all of those people were willing to go along with what Ted Faro was doing, then if it wouldn't have been Ted Faro, it would have just been someone else that did the same mistake. All right, let's go put in these power cells, and then I think when we, like, get in, it's gonna be like, hey, you got more you have to get. Did I scan that? Can you scan that through the thing?
Armor. From the age of the old ones.
Ultra Weave Trials. Pass threshold, 85 out of 100. Result ballistic test, a lot of numbers. Notes, Weave is not tightening properly on local impact tests. We need to optimize existing sensors and add more. Pass threshold, 85 out of 100. Sensor optimization successful, but torso protection still lagging. Recommend increasing Weave density, another 85 out of 100. Notes, getting there on the Weave density and detection components, but an integration error on the left knee tanked the impact test. Ouch. Subject isn't going to be able to walk that one off. Surgery required. Ooh, dear. That's rough.
But how do I get to it?
All right, let's put these bad boys in.
There. Fits. I just need to slot in those two. It's some kind of code. Maybe there's a clue nearby.
I think these are just based off of military time, aren't they? I don't remember this puzzle. Is there a clue nearby that I can scan? I think I saw something like through there. Oh, there's another thing on the other side that I'm gonna have to put more things in. Oh, what's that? Scan that. Can I get that from here? Oh.
I think the old ones use numbers like this to indicate time.
Yeah, they did do it for time. To General Aaron Harris. Ah, Harris, he was the general we were just learning about. General, you wanted fast, cheap, and good, and that's what we're going to deliver by using a flexible nanofiber weave instead of plating and enhancing protection with the 400 EV hard light micro projector. We've reduced our testing cycle from weeks to days, and I'm confident we can get the suit out by next month with enough protection to cover dozens of units at least. Better yet, it will be half the weight, half the cost, and offer twice the mobility. All we need is the balance of our funding, a few more techs, and another experienced test subject. I know resources are stretched to the breaking point, but any more delays will jeopardize the schedule, so please advise ASAP. May God be with you and Jane in these dark times. Semper Fi, Major Garo. Alright, anyways. So, I gotta remember military time. 12 is noon, obviously. 1500 is 3 o'clock, which is gonna be, I'm assuming noon is the far left one. So 3 o'clock is gonna be right there.
More information nearby. Something that will tell me how this
1800 should be 6, which on a 12-hour clock would be at the bottom. Is it really this simplistic? It's just this? Yeah, it's actually like super easy. I don't even know why I bothered looking around.
Those clamps have the armor locked in place. Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism, release the clamps.
Can we just break the clamps?
Just need to install these power cells. That should do it.
3 more power cells. Yeah, I thought so. So we had to get 3 more to get the Weaver armor. Not bad, not bad. Thank you. I will take this as well. Many thanks for all the loot. All right, well, we're done in here for now. We just got to get 3 more. How can I, like, get the floor up? Give me back. There we go. Okay, cool. I was like, how can I get out of this sequence? What do we want to do now?